Hi. In today's lecture, I will read the passage found in Unit 4. First, let's read the topics. Let's remind you of the. I'll remind you of the topics to be covered in this unit. We have the modal verbs that express obligation and permission. We have nationality words and requests and offers. These are the topics. أفعال التي تستخدم أفعال الموديل مثل كان و could shall should التي تستخدم للتعبير عن الالتزام والإذن السماح بشيء ما. كلمات تستخدم للإشارة إلى الجنسية nationality directorate هي مديرية الجنسية or nationality general directorate or directorate general هي مديرية الجنسية العامة. requests and offers الطلبات والعروض also through modal verbs. أيضا عن طريق إنه نستخدم modal verbs to make requests and offers. So such things will feature in the passage. يعني مثل هيك أشياء راح تكون موجودة بالوحدة ستكون موجودة في الوحدة عموما وأيضا في القطعة الرئيسية في الوحدة كل وحدة توجد فيها قطعة passage for reading. This is the passage, A World Guide to Good Manners, How Not to Behave Badly Abroad, written by Norman Ramshaw. دليل عالمي to good manners للأخلاق الجيدة أو الحسنة. How not to behave badly abroad. كيف يمكن لك أن لا تتصرف بشكل سيء وأنت خارج بلادك. Abroad هو خارج البلاد. Before the passage, in the page preceding this page, يعني في الصفحة السابقة, we will find the exercises related to the passage. نجد التمارين المتعلقة بالقطعة. We have reading and speaking, how to behave abroad, how you should behave when you are outside your country. And number one, are these statements true or false for people in your country? This is in general. هل هذه العبارات صحيحة أو خاطئة بالنسبة للناس في بلادك؟ We will discuss that during the lecture. سنناقشها أثناء المحاضرة. Then, we need to read the text, A World Guide to Good Manners. This one, A World Guide to Good Manners. These lines, which lines? Lines هذه الأسطر A, B, C, D, E, have been taken out of the text. تم إخراجها من النص. Where do they go? أين يجب أن تذهب؟ أين نضعها? We find here blanks. This is 3, 1, 2, 4. There should be a fifth one, I think. توجد فراغات اقتطعت منها هذه الجمل. يجب أن نرجع هذه الجمل إلى الفراغات بالاستناد based on what؟ بالاستناد إلى ماذا؟ Based on our understanding of the text of the passage. Number 3, answer the questions. These are questions about the passage. And finally, what do you think? Discuss these questions in groups. We will also discuss that during class, especially the first one. There is a saying in English, a saying, يعني مقولة. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. عندما تكون في روما تصرف كما يفعل الرومان. موجود أيضا في اللغة العربية. What does it mean? What does it mean? Do you agree? Do you have a similar saying in your language? And also we have 2 other questions. As I said, we will discuss them in the lecture. This is your homework. All of these exercises here. I will read the passage now for you. A World Guide to Good Manners, How Not to Behave Badly Abroad by Norman Ramshaw. Traveling to all corners of the world gets easier and easier. We live in a global village. But this does not mean that we all behave in the same way. Why is it a global village? Why he describes the world as a village? Because due to or owing to the development and advances in transportation technology, it has become very easy for us to go from one country to another. And this will take us like a few hours. هو يصف العالم بأنه قرية. لماذا؟ لأن بات من السهل بالنسبة للبشر أن ينتقلوا من مكان من دولة إلى أخرى بفضل التطور في وسائل النقل. لكن رغم أنه بات بالإمكان أن نذهب من مكان لآخر بسهولة، هذا لا يعني أن الشعوب تتصرف بنفس الطريقة. لم تتغير التصرفات في العموم. We will see now how people greet each other, wear clothes, eat or consume food and drink, and do business in a number of countries in different regions of the world. For greetings, how should you behave? Pay attention, we have should here. Just like I told you, we will these words, modal verbs used to express obligation, permission, will feature heavily in these in the passage. How should you behave when you meet someone for the first time? First time. An American or Canadian shakes your hand firmly. So هو يريد يطرح سؤالا في البداية: كيف ستتصرف عندما تلتقي بشخص للمرة الأولى؟ ابتدأ بأن يعطي مثال عما يفعله الأمريكيون أو الكنديون. وطبعا الثقافة الأمريكية والكندية شبه متطابقة، كأنما هم شعب واحد. طبعا كندا هي دولة تقع شمال الولايات المتحدة. An American or Canadian shakes your hand firmly while looking you straight in the eyes. Shake hands and firmly, strongly, while and at the same time doing what? Looking you straight in the eyes. ينظر مباشرة في عينك. In many parts of Asia, okay, now we will go to Asia, there is no physical contact at all. Contact اتصال physical جسدي. في أجزاء في العديد من أجزاء آسيا عند التحية لأول مرة لا يوجد أي اتصال جسدي. اتصال جسدي مثل ماذا؟ يعني مثل المصافحة أو العناق. In Japan, you should bow. Bow means, I think it's obvious from the context, واضحة من السياق. And the more respect you want to show, space, we should bring one of the sentences here. The sentence is taken out from the text. We should insert or place one of them in this blank. يعني يجب أن نضع إحداها في هذا الفراغ. In Thailand, the greeting is made by pressing both hands together at the chest and bowing your head slightly. To press يضغط both hands together at the chest. The chest الصدر. And bowing أدنى by pressing and by bowing. بالأصل. Your head slightly, a little. You bow your head a little. In both countries, which countries? Thailand and Japan, eye contact is avoided as a sign of respect. There is no eye contact. You avoid it. Stay away from eye contact to show respect. Clothes. Many countries have rules about what you should and shouldn't wear. In many countries, there are rules, قواعد. About what? About what you should wear and what you should not wear. Wear means يرتدي. In Asian and Muslim countries, yes, you shouldn't reveal the body. Especially women who, space, again we need to bring a sentence from above and place it here. Reveal, I think the meaning of reveal is clear from the context. أعتقد أن معنى reveal واضح من السياق. You shouldn't. بالدول المسلمة لازم ما يجب أن لا الجسد لا تظهر الجسد أو تكشف عن الجسد. Especially women. بالخصوص النساء. In Japan, you should take off your shoes when entering a house or restaurant. To take off shoes means ماذا؟ أكيد تخلعنا عليك، تخلع أو تنزع حذائك. When entering, enter, to come into, to come in. enter يدخل a house or a restaurant. Remember to place them neatly together facing the door you came in. Remember to place. Place here is a verb. Place هنا فعل. معناها يضع. Place them. What are they? Japan? No. Shoes? Yes. To place them neatly together facing the door you came in. Facing here means يعني بمواجهة أو يواجه the door you came in. الباب الذي دخلت منه. This is also true. هذا أيضا صحيح. ما هو to do this? To place your shoes neatly together facing the door you came in China, Korea, Thailand and Iran. Let's go to food and drink. In Italy, Spain and Latin America. أوكي هنا انتهى التعداد. الآن يجب أن يذكر لي ماذا يوجد في هذه الدول. Lunch is often the bigger meal of the day. Lunch. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner or supper. So lunch is الغداء, the biggest meal of the day, and can last 2 or 3 hours. Last here means يستغرق. This is a verb. هنا فعل. Can last. يمكن أن يستغرق 2 أو 3. Okay. This is the first sentence. يقول لنا أن الغداء هو أكبر وجبة في اليوم ويمكن أن يستغرق 2 أو 3. Okay. بالتالي for this reason many people eat a light breakfast and a late dinner. لهذا السبب العديد من الناس يتناولون light breakfast. إذا كان غداءك كبير ويستمر لمدة طويلة فكيف يجب أن يكون الإفطار؟ light خفيف. And a late dinner والعشاء يكون متأخر. In Britain you might have a business lunch and do business as you eat. Okay. يقول لنا في بريطانيا يمكن أن يكون هناك غداء عمل وأن do business أن تؤدي عمل أثناء تناولك للطعام. يعني أن تناقش العمل. عندما ذكر لي هذا في بريطانيا أنا أتوقع أنه هناك دول أخرى هذا يكون في هذا الشيء غير مقبول. أن تتناول الطعام وتؤدي العمل في نفس الوقت أو تناقش العمل. In Mexico and Japan, space. We need to bring a sentence from above, one of these 5 sentences, and place it or put it here. Full stop. Here. هذه نقطة إذا انتهت هذه الجملة التي تتحدث عن المكسيك واليابان. Lunch is a time to relax and socialize. إذن هذه أيضا لها علاقة بالمكسيك واليابان. الغداء هو وقت للاسترخاء والسوشيالايز إنه يعني تختلط اجتماعيا. إذا من الواضح أنه في المكسيك واليابان لا يمارسون العمل لا يناقشون العمل أثناء الغداء. كيف استنتجت هذا؟ قال لي في بريطانيا يقومون بهذا الشيء ومن ثم قال في المكسيك واليابان. إذن يريد أن يقارن لو أن المكسيك واليابان لديهم نفس ممارسات بريطانيا لذكرهما مع بريطانيا. وهناك جملة أخرى تدل على ذلك ويقول أن الغداء هو وقت للاسترخاء والاختلاط. In Britain and the United States, it's not unusual to have a business meeting over breakfast. And in China, it's common to have business banquets, but you shouldn't discuss business during the meal. Okay. So it is not unusual. So it is usual. It is something not considered extraordinary or something. To have business meeting over breakfast, أثناء تناول الإفطار. هنا over مو معناها فوق. And in China, it's common هنا معناها شائع. وcommon له هو القانون العرفي اللي يستند للأعراف الشائعة. To have business banquets, but you shouldn't discuss business during the meal. Doing business. In most countries, an exchange of business cards is essential for all introductions. Exchange means to give something and get something in return. تبادل. الاكسشينج هو التبادل، لذلك مكاتب الصيرفة فيسموها exchange. Money exchange businesses. To exchange business cards is essential for all introductions. When you introduce yourself, you need to give a business card and receive one. You should include your company name and your position where in the business card. Company name and position. Position means المنصب, whether you are a manager, an accountant, CEO, whatever, shareholder. If you are going to a country where your language is not widely spoken, yes, what should you do? You can get the reverse card of your card printed in the local language. Okay, this is one sentence. If you are going to a country where حيث your language is not widely spoken, they don't speak your language there. For example, as an Iraqi, if you are an Iraqi and you go to China, what should you do? You can get the reverse side of your card printed in the local language. The other side of your card can be printed in the local language. يعني ممكن أن يكون مطبوعا باللغة الصينية. طبعا كمثال إنه أنا عراقي وأذهب إلى الصين. In Japan, you must present, this is obligation and strong obligation. يعني هذا التزام والتزام قوي. مو بس should, must. should هو التزام أقل حد قوة. You must present your card with both hands, with both of your hands, just like here in the picture. I think there is a picture here like this. Both your hands, they are bowing their heads. With both hands, with the writing facing the person you are giving it to. The writing should be up, should face the person. تواجه, تقابل. In many countries, business hours are from 9 or 10 to 5 or 6. Business hours هي ساعات العمل. I think in Iraq it's from 8. Yeah, in Iraq business hours, formal business hours start at 8, end at 3 or 2. 10 to 5 or 9 to 5 or 10 to 6. However, in some countries such as يريد يقول هناك شيء هناك اختلاف في دول أخرى like which Greece, Italy and Spain, yes, space, then remain open until the evening. Again, there is a sentence that we should bring from above. The final paragraph. Japanese business people consider it their professional duty to go out to restaurants after work with colleagues. Business people in Japan, whether they are men or women, consider it their professional duty. They think that it is a duty for them. Duty means wajib. To do what? To go out to restaurants. To go to restaurants after work with colleagues. يعتبرونه كأنه واجب أن يخرجوا إلى المطاعم بعد العمل مع زملائهم. If you are invited, you shouldn't refuse. You cannot refuse, even if you don't feel like staying out late. لا يمكن لك أن ترفض إذا دعوك في اليابان. Even if you don't feel like staying out late, feel like doing something يعني بالعامية مالك واس. If you say I don't feel like playing, if I ask you let's go to play football, or you may say I don't feel like playing football, or خلنا ناكل فلافل, and you say I don't feel like eating falafel. And this is the end of the passage. There will be another video in which I will explain explain what modal verbs. the rules related to modal verbs found or given at the end of the book.